How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about never-ending tasks and how we should aggressively cut them out of our lives. You see, whenever you do something that's very repetitive with no end in sight and no main goal really, but you're just doing it again and again, this sort of reminds me of that Greek mythology Sisyphus thing where that guy is pushing this boulder up a hill, and every time he pushes it up the hill, it rolls back down, rolling over him, hurts him in the process, and yet he still has to do it over and over again. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because I see a lot of people, just kind of based on my views, that whatever they're doing, it seems very repetitive and very redundant. For example, I have a neighbor that likes to use the leaf blower endlessly. Every single week I would hear it sometime in the afternoon for about 2 hours. It's the same guy doing the same thing, and somehow there's a big tree there and all these leaves keeps on coming down, and he spends an enormous amount of time cleaning up these leaves. So I mean, I'm looking at this externally. So maybe he has a very good reason for cleaning up those leaves. Maybe as he's doing it, it's very meditative. So he likes doing something like that. And oftentimes people have a reason for kind of, having a routine kind of thing. But I guess for me, if I needed to clean up leaves for 2 hours every single week, I would start to get very agitated because I will feel like that's a big waste of time. I also have another neighbor that likes to tend their yard endlessly, basically every day. After work, he would tend the yard for maybe an hour or something. I can hear them. And also on the weekend, it might be, half a day worth out of one weekend where this person would tend the yard and basically spend a lot of time just looking after their yard. So yes, this person might be very into, gardening, just making things look nice. But as someone that's looking at this externally, to me, this is a big waste of time. For me, I would prefer to, just have a low maintenance yard so that you're not actually spending all your time doing it. There's a lot better things to do than picking up after the natural cycles of nature. Outside of the examples of me observing someone, because I realize that, there are probably people that really like gardening, and you guys out there, maybe you do a lot of gardening as well, multiple hours every single day. So let me give an example of where as soon as I realize that something is a never-ending task, I cut it out aggressively. I went to work at that sortation center and I only did it for a week. My purpose was to learn, okay? It's not actually to earn money, and it's not actually to try to keep on doing this. A lot of you have suggested, oh, you should really go try out a lot of different jobs. Once I start this, I feel like this might be a never-ending thing. Go try a Walmart job. Oh, go try farming. Go try whatever. And basically, I see this as, yes, it might be, a very good experience to try a lot of different jobs. Just keep on trying it. It'll be like a really long YouTube series. But to me, if I put myself into this situation, I could end up doing this forever. I can do like one new job every 2 weeks, and basically, 5 years later, I would do many, many jobs. At the end, what would happen here? Okay, what is the goal at the end? Is it entertainment factor? Is it like me trying to look for content to create more videos? So to me, whenever there's a task at hand, or not even if it's a task, if it's just something that you find yourself doing, I like to know what the end goal is. What are you trying to accomplish? If there is nothing that you're trying to accomplish, you're just spinning your wheels, then do recognize that you're spinning your wheels. And once you do, you're gonna go, you're spinning your wheels. You should minimize the amount of time that you're spending spinning your wheels. Chores always seems to be a never-ending task. If you dirty your clothes, you need to wash it, but we have efficient things like washing machines to do them quickly for us. But actually, a lot of chores are avoidable. For example, for this neighbor that spends 2 hours a week blowing all the leaves from one single tree now, he could possibly cut down this tree and not need to spend 2 hours. He can use this 2 hours of time every single week and do something else. Do something creative, which I think is a lot more worth your time. For people that are maintaining their yards a lot, well, if you don't like it, then you need to get a low maintenance yard. If you like it, that's something else to be said, because if you actually like maintaining your yard, it's like a hobby for you, then that's a different story. If you find yourself playing casual games where it gives you these tiny little bit of rewards and it just keeps you going, you're like, oh yeah, has all these bells and whistles whenever you do something right. Things blow up or whatnot, you get more coins, jewels or whatnot. In the end, what does it give you? It does give you entertainment value. However, in the end, what did you accomplish? I've done these games before. I've spent a lot of time on these types of games, and at the end, after you wait maybe a month after you finish, and you get off your high, you get off your addiction, then you look at it. What did you really accomplish? By a few months later, you would be able to calmly sit down and go, wow, that game, it was fun and all, but then it really didn't make me learn anything. I did not really do anything useful. It is this point of not being useful. It did not help anyone out there. It did not earn you any money. This is why I'm so against these tasks that are seemingly endless. You can also say the same thing about watching TV. For myself these days, I've trimmed my amount of watching TV so low these days, I cannot believe I'm at this point where I am today. About 5 years or more ago, I would watch a lot more TV. I know I was watching way too much, but I tried to trim down, but I couldn't. In the end, I realized, what did I accomplish? It's basically nothing. There is entertainment value in it. Yeah, if I watch certain shows, I should be able to converse with other people. It's like, oh, did you watch so-and-so show? Those kind of conversations, when it reaches that point between your peers or the people you socialize with, it's sort of not very meaningful, because when you're talking about a show, you're like, oh yeah, so-and-so happened. Oh, it's so good or whatnot. What's more meaningful, I feel like, is, when you talk about the person themselves. How are they doing? How are they improving? There are plenty of things to talk about other than TV shows. So these days I do watch TV, and the only time I watch it is when I'm eating. I eat fairly quickly these days even, so it's only like 15 minutes. I turn it on, I watch it. It's very, very rare, probably 1 out of 20, 30 times that a show would actually keep me from turning it off. What happens is I start eating, I flip on the TV just, to have something to look at while I'm eating. As soon as I'm done eating, no matter where it is in the show these days, I would actually turn it off, because I feel like as you get used to not watching, certain shows, you have more power over yourself to, turn off any kind of show, because you're not very vested in it, and it gives you more power to turn off that TV. Another aspect of never-ending chores is actually cleaning. You may find that, oh my gosh, you keep on having to dust stuff. You have to clean everything all the time. The more stuff you have, the more you have to clean. The more space you have, the more you have to clean. So this goes to show that if you reduce the stuff that you have, if you reduce the amount of space that you use, you're going to free up more time. So it's a double effect here. If you reduce your stuff, you have less stuff in your mind. You have more brain power to think about other things, to be more creative. If you sell off those things, you get more money in your pocket. If you move to a smaller place, you get more money in your pocket. And ultimately, you free up more time for the things that actually matter. Now, I can go on and on, but this is my last example. Washing dishes also seems like it's a never-ending chore. Yeah, you can go ahead and use your dishwasher, but that uses more resources. What you can do to wash less dishes is to, yes, use less dishes. You can try out those one-pot methods where you actually cook everything in one pot. You eat out of one pot. That might be kind of like a bachelor thing to do, but you can cook in one pot and then you can serve in bowls, okay? So it won't be so crazy looking. If you cook and you have to wash your own dishes, you tend to use less dishes because you know what's going to come after. The more dishes you use, the more you have to wash. So if you split this duty up between two different people, the person cooking might actually end up using more dishes because they don't have to wash it in the end. They might be kind of dish happy. They're like, oh, I need a new dish for this, a new dish for that. And then because they don't have to wash it, they don't have any skin in it. However, if they have to wash it themselves, just like in my case, then you'll be incentivized to use less dishes. So think about not dividing up these duties. Have someone cook and wash dishes, okay? That's one single task instead of splitting up into two tasks. I hope you take away from this and kind of consider all the things that you do, which one are never-ending tasks and which one you can actually strategically cut away from your lives. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below, let me know what never-ending tasks that you're gonna cut out next. If you're interested in supporting this channel, check out my Audible link down in the video description below where you can get a free audiobook. And if you don't like this audiobook, you can cancel it before the subscription expires and you can keep this audiobook for free and you don't have to pay a thing. If you're interested in supporting my channel directly, I have a Patreon over here where I give perks such as help with your credit score or help with your finances. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel over here and click that bell icon next to that subscribe button so that you get a new notification whenever I upload a brand new video. Thanks for watching.